Sometimes, one mistake can break your trust until a simple, honest moment shows you what family is really about. What would you do if you felt let down, only to witness real love and forgiveness in action? Have you ever had to forgive someone for breaking a promise to your child? The kitchen is alive with the clatter of spoons and the smell of toast. I hustle between the fridge and the table. Oliver, do you want strawberries in your lunch or just apples today? Oliver swings his backpack over one shoulder. Strawberries, please. And can you put my cleats by the door? I smile, slicing fruit fast, pouring juice, glancing at the clock. Got it, kiddo. Eat your cereal. The bus comes soon. He slides into his seat, crunching, eyes shining. Dad said he's taking me to soccer today, and he's bringing snacks. From down the hall, Clayton calls, "You better not forget your ball, champ." His voice rumbles, full of energy. Oliver runs over to him, ball tucked under his arm. Want to kick it just once before school? Clayton grabs the ball, tossing it in the air. One kick? How about two, just for luck? He taps the ball gently to Oliver, who giggles and almost misses. I watch them, heart softening. It's a simple thing, but it means the world to Oliver. Clayton grins, catching my eye. Are you sure you're okay riding with Mom after practice? Oliver shakes his head, big and quick. No way. Dad promised. He's coming. Right, Dad? Clayton winks. It's a deal. Scout's honor. You make us proud out there. I zip up Oliver's coat, fingers brushing his cheek. Listen to your coach, okay? And don't lose your hat this time. Oliver hugs me tight, whispering, today's going to be the best. Clayton grabs his keys, giving me a lopsided grin. Got any big plans at work? I shrug, trying to sound casual. Just the usual. Emails, meetings, a mountain of paperwork. You sure you're good for pickup? He nods, playfully bumping Oliver's shoulder. I've got it covered. Mom can relax for once. Oliver laughs, pulling on his hat. And no stopping for gas this time, Dad. Clayton ruffles his hair. Promise. Straight to practice, straight to my boy. I watch them, feeling a little lighter. This is what makes the weekday rush feel worth it. These little connections. The old clock ticks. The bus rumbles outside. I grab my bag and scribble a note for later. Don't forget, trust in the small moments. Oliver heads for the door, spinning his ball beside him. Clayton follows, backpack swinging, car keys jingling. Before they leave, Clayton pauses, handing Oliver the ball. Keep this close today. It's the secret weapon for every win. Oliver hugs it, his grip brave and certain. Thanks, Dad. It's just a soccer ball. But right then, it means everything. A promise, a team. As they go, I stand in the doorway, breathing in the morning air. I catch a glimpse of the ball beside the door, waiting for their return. Sometimes, the smallest things remind you what matters most. A soft breeze moves through the school parking lot. The last car pulls away. Oliver sits on the curb, legs crossed, backpack beside him. His soccer ball rests between his feet. Coach Nelson checks his phone again, trying not to look worried. Still no word from your dad? He asks gently. Oliver shakes his head. He said he'd come. The coach nods once. All right, we'll wait just a bit longer. Across town, my desk is buried in files and coffee cups. I glance at the clock. It's almost 4:30. Clayton said he would get Oliver today. Promised, actually. But still, I pull out my phone to check my texts. Nothing. I try not to overthink it. Then, my phone rings. Hi, Mrs. Miller. It's Coach Nelson. I'm sorry to call you at work, but Oliver's still at the field. I think something may have come up. My stomach drops. He's still there. Yes, ma'am. He's okay. Just waiting. I thought I should let you know. I'll be there as fast as I can. Thank you. I hung up. Grab my keys, my bag. My heart is racing. Oliver is alone, sitting there, watching every car pass. And his dad, the man who could make him smile with a simple joke, forgot him. Now I'm driving faster than I should. The phone buzzes with text. It's from Clayton. Meeting overran. Just saw the time. I'm so sorry. One sentence. I grip the wheel tighter. My hands won't stop shaking. It's not just about the time. It's about the one person who believed he'd show up. I pull into the lot. He's still there. Oliver's seated on the curb, ball under his arm, talking quietly with his coach. I run over. Hey kiddo, you okay? He looks up. His eyes are quiet. Yeah, I just waited a long time. You were really brave, I say. I'm sorry you had to do that. He nods. I help him up with one hand, the other holding back tears. He hugs his coach and walks to the car, still holding the soccer ball close. Once we're in, I look in the rearview mirror. He doesn't say anything. No questions, no jokes, just silence. And that silence hurts more than crying. I flash back to a day I'll never forget. His first day of kindergarten. He was so small, holding a glue stick and a crumpled drawing. When the bell rang, he ran into my arms. Don't be late next time, Mommy, he said. I waited. I remember hugging him like I'd never let go. I told him then, you'll never have to wait alone. And today, he did. And not because of traffic, not a flat tire, but because someone forgot. My husband forgot. And now, I'm the one driving home with a quiet child who held on to a promise that didn't show up. I pull into our driveway. Oliver walks into the house. Don't ask for a snack. Don't turn on the TV. He places his soccer ball by the door, then walks to his room. No words. I sit on the couch, phone in my hand, and stare at the one message that doesn't even touch what happened. I'll fix it. That's what Clayton wrote. But how do you fix something you didn't even show up for? I look at the calendar. There it is, in big black letters. Pick up Oliver, Dad. Circled, highlighted. It was always meant to be his moment. A small thing, maybe. Or maybe the most important thing in the world. Because kids don't measure love by what we say. They measure it by when we show up. And today, he didn't. What would you do if your partner let your child down? Would you be angry? Or would you try to understand? Tell us in the comments below. I sit back, not sure whether I'm more angry or sad. But I know one thing for sure. This can't happen again. The front door clicks shut behind us. Oliver steps inside first, gripping his soccer ball so tight his knuckles turn pale. He kicks off his shoes, glancing up at me, then down again, quiet and small. The house feels cold. I put my bag on the counter. The untouched dinner sits on the stove, still covered, plates neatly stacked, everything ready, everything waiting for a promise that fell apart. Oliver heads straight to his room, his sneakers barely making a sound on the hallway floor. He leaves the ball just inside the door, setting it gently against the wall. I watch him vanish into the shadows. My heart aches, but I can't find the words that would make any of this feel better. I stand alone in the kitchen, staring at the clock. 20 minutes late, 30 minutes. It doesn't matter now. The front lock rattles. Clayton opens the door, hair messy, shirt untucked, face drawn in worry. He looks straight at me, stopping when he sees the stove and the single, empty plate still on the table. He tries to smile. Sorry, traffic was a mess. Work just... I lost track of the time. I don't answer. I set my jaw, folding my arms over my chest. He steps closer. Is Oliver home? Is he okay? He waited, I say, voice sharp but calm. He waited the longest of anyone. He was the last one there, sitting on the curb with his coach. Clayton's face falls. Abby, I swear I thought I had time. This isn't about time, I cut in. He believed you. He looked for you until the field was empty. You didn't just miss a pickup, Clayton. You broke his heart, not just a promise. He tries to reach for my hand, but I take a step back. The dinner's cold, I whisper. He didn't even want to eat. Neither did I. Clayton sighs, shoulders slumping. I messed up, I know. Yeah, I say quietly. You did. From down the hall, we both hear a door close, softly. Clayton looks fearful, almost pleading. Let me talk to him? Later, I say. He already heard enough. Clayton looks around, as if searching for something he can fix. His eyes land on the ball, alone in the hallway. The one he gave Oliver this morning. The one that was supposed to mean something today. He tries to pick it up, but leaves it there. Silence stretches between us, heavy and full. I turn away, spooning cold pasta into a container, stacking plates in the sink. Clayton stands at the kitchen entrance, not moving, hands deep in his pockets. The untouched plate, the forgotten dinner. Together they say everything we aren't saying out loud. Time drags on. Clayton disappears into the den, the light under the door flicking on. I peek into Oliver's room. He's lying on his side, soccer ball now at his feet, eyes squeezed shut. I want to promise him it'll be okay, but words feel empty right now. I close his door quietly, one more wall between us. That night, the house drifts into separate corners. I scroll through my phone on the couch, unable to focus on anything. Clayton sits in the dark den, TV on low. Oliver's room stays quiet, no cartoons, no bedtime stories. I wonder how we got here. From excitement in the morning to this quiet, heavy sadness. The soccer ball stays alone in the hall, not moving, a reminder of hopes and promises dropped and left behind. No yelling tonight, just a distance, cold and hard, that says more than any fight. Sometimes what hurts most is the silence after a mistake. Tonight, our family feels further apart than it has in a long time. The next morning feels like walking on eggshells. The house isn't loud. It's just quiet in all the wrong ways. No music playing, no morning jokes from Clayton. Just the soft clinking of spoons in cereal bowls and the scratch of the clock on the kitchen wall. Oliver stares into his bowl, barely moving. I set his cleats by the door and pour juice without speaking. Clayton isn't up yet, or maybe he's avoiding us. I'm not sure which would hurt more. My phone buzzes on the counter, a text from Clayton. I'm so sorry. I know I messed up. Can we talk after work? I stare at it, then lock the screen without replying. Oliver finishes eating and wipes his mouth with the back of his sleeve. Do I still have practice today? You do, I say levelly. And I'll be the one picking you up. He nods, doesn't ask why, doesn't ask about his dad. And that's what gets me. No questions means he doesn't want to talk about it. Or maybe he already understands more than he should. At work, I try to focus on emails, but my hands keep reaching for my phone. 3 more texts from Clayton. All versions of I'm sorry. He means it. I know he does. But meaning it isn't the same as living it. I stare at the draft I'm working on, fingers frozen over the keyboard. That feeling again. Tight chest, heavy shoulders. Disappointment mixing with something deeper, something like fear. What if Oliver never trusts him the same way? What if I don't? Lunchtime rolls around, and I find Jasmine in the break room. She's pouring coffee, humming, like she hasn't watched me unravel for 2 days straight. You look like your brain just walked out without you, she says, sliding her coffee over. I let out a breath. Clayton forgot to pick up Oliver yesterday. She raises her eyebrows. Wow, he promised, I say. Oliver waited. He just sat there. Jasmine gives me a look, gentle but sharp. And Clayton just didn't show? He said it was work, I mumbled. Meetings, deadlines, the usual. That's not the point though, is it? She says calmly. It's not about the time. It's about trust. I nod slowly, eyes burning. Abby, she continues, you can accept an apology. But that doesn't mean you don't push for change. I don't want Oliver to grow up thinking this is normal. That being forgotten is no big deal. Then show him what being heard looks like, she says. Not just with your son, but with your husband too. Back at home that evening, I find Oliver sitting on the floor with his drawing pad. He's sketching slowly, lines forming trees. A little boy at the edge of a field. Hey, babe, what's that? I ask, kneeling beside him. He shrugs. Just drawing stuff. No mention of practice, no talk about his team, nothing about his dad. He's gone quiet about the part that hurts most. Upstairs, Clayton stands in the doorway of our bedroom, phone in hand. I've been texting you, he says. I know, I answered. He rubs the back of his neck, nerves spilling through his voice. I messed up, Abby. I know what it looked like, and it's killing me. It looked like your son waiting alone because you didn't show up, I say flatly. It looked like a little boy losing trust in his dad. He lowers his head. It didn't feel like that. Not until too late. Clayton. My voice cracks a little. I had to look that coach in the eye and say we'd figure it out. I had to sit in silence with Oliver because he didn't want to talk about it. Clayton nods slowly. I remember this one time when I was a kid. He trails off, then begins again. My dad promised he'd come to my little league game. I hit 2 runs. I was so proud, but I kept looking at the stands, and he never came. I told myself it was fine, but I carried that for years. His voice is tight now. I said I wouldn't be like him, but now you see, I say quietly. History repeats itself when we're not paying attention. He nods, and I need to break it. I owe him more than just words. You do, I say. And now, you're the only one who can fix it. The clock ticks again in the hallway, just like before. Have you ever struggled to forgive someone over a small but meaningful mistake? How did you move forward? Share your thoughts in the comments below. That night, I sit awake while everyone else settles into silence again. But it's a different silence this time. One full of weight, possibility, and choice. Clayton knows it now. This won't be about saying sorry. It'll be about showing up again and again until trust rebuilds itself. The hum of the dishwasher fills the kitchen. Most of the lights are off, except for the dim one over the sink. I sit at the table, tea in hand, staring at the calendar pinned to the fridge. So many appointments scratched out, rescheduled, moved down the list. Dinner with Mom, Oliver's team meeting, parent-teacher night. None of it crossed off with satisfaction, just circled stress. Clayton steps in from the hallway, barefoot, hair messy from the pillow. He sees me, then follows my eyes to the calendar. He pauses. It's a lot, huh? I nod. Too much, and not the things that actually count. He sits across from me, the seat creaking under his weight. For a moment, there's only the sound of water draining and the fridge humming. I know I hurt you, he finally says, low and quiet. It's not just me, I reply. It's Oliver. Clayton nods, jaw tight. I know. I wrap both hands around my mug. He thinks you forgot because he didn't matter that day. I didn't mean to make him feel that way, he says quickly. But you did, I whisper. The moment he looked up at me and said, maybe Dad forgot. I didn't know how to answer without lying or making it worse. Clayton looks down at the table. I've been screwing up, at work, at home. It's like everything's running at once and I'm barely in control. And the more behind I feel, the more I shut down. I look up, surprised by his honesty. I didn't want to face it, he says. I checked the time, realized I blew it, and I just froze. Texting you was easier than seeing his face. That's part of the problem, I say gently. You keep pulling away when things get hard. We're not asking you to be perfect, just to be present. Clayton nods again. I panicked. I didn't know how to fix it. You still don't, I say. That's why we're here. This isn't something you fix with flowers or next time. This is you, standing up to face the hurt you caused. His hand slides across the table, slow and unsure. I don't move to meet it yet. I grew up watching my dad miss stuff, he says. And it always started with a reason, a meeting, traffic, anything. But by the time I realized the damage, the relationship was quiet, cold. We didn't fight. We just stopped trying. My voice softens. So fight. He looks up. Fight for him? I whisper. For us. Don't freeze this time. There's a long pause. One of those silences that feels like something is shifting. I want to, he says. I need to. But I don't know if he'll even let me in. You won't find out until you show up, I say. And not just once. He glances at the calendar again, eyes landing on the circled mess of plans and missed moments. I haven't made enough room for the things that matter. No, I met his gaze. But you still can. He exhales, slowly. I'll talk to him tomorrow. Really talk. No excuses. Good, I say. But it can't sound like a speech. He's a lot like you. He can feel when something's real. He wants your heart, not your words. Clayton half smiles, his eyes tired. That's fair. I reach across the table, setting my hand gently over his. For what it's worth, thanks for not hiding tonight. Thanks for calling me out, he says. We sit there quietly for another moment. It's not solved, it's not light. But this is movement. This is what it takes. He stands, brushing the chair softly behind him. Start fresh tomorrow. I nod. Start better. As he turns down the hall, I glance back at the calendar. Still messy, still full. But I know the conversation that matters most now isn't hanging on the fridge. It's the one waiting right outside Oliver's door. Clayton stands outside Oliver's door, one hand resting gently on the frame. The light is on inside, software still. He hesitates for a second, breathing deep, then knocks twice. Oliver doesn't answer right away. It's me, Clayton says. Can I come in? A pause, then a quiet. Okay. Clayton steps in. Oliver sits on the floor, back against the bed, a soccer ball resting near his legs. He's not watching TV, not playing, just drawing slow circles on the ball with his finger. Clayton lowers himself down, sitting a few feet away, not too close. Not yet. I've been thinking about what happened, he begins, voice calm, honest. And I want to say I'm sorry. Oliver doesn't look at him yet. You said that before. I know, Clayton nods. And it probably didn't mean much then. Maybe it doesn't now either. Oliver shrugs, shoulders tight. I made a promise to you, and I broke it. You were excited and proud, and I didn't show up. That's on me. No excuses. Oliver's lips press into a firm line. Still holding back, Clayton continues, slow and steady. You don't have to forgive me right now. I just need you to know it matters to me. You matter to me, more than anything. For the first time, Oliver glances at him. His eyes are shiny, but he blinks fast and turns back toward the ball. I thought... Oliver stops, voice catching. I thought maybe you forgot because I wasn't important. Clayton's heart breaks at the sound of those words. Hey, he moves closer now, but stays on the floor. That is not true. Not even a little. You didn't come, Dad, Oliver whispers. Everyone else had someone. It got dark. I know. That hurts. And you're allowed to feel that. You should. Slowly, carefully. Clayton reaches forward, picks up the ball, and holds it between them. Remember this? Oliver nods. I told you it was your secret weapon. But maybe it can be our reminder now. He pulls a marker from his pocket, uncaps it. Can I show you something? Oliver shrugs again, but doesn't say no. Clayton writes a single word on the ball, right across one of the panels, then hands it over. Oliver reads it out loud. Good team. That's what we are, Clayton says. Not perfect, not always on time, but always in it together. If you'll let me. Oliver traces the word with his finger, then adds something underneath. His name, and next to it, a small, clumsy heart. Clayton watches, breath caught in his chest. I still want you there, Oliver says, quiet but sure. I'll be there, Clayton replies. Not just in words, in action. Oliver leans forward. The ball rolls gently to the side as he wraps his arms around his dad. Clayton holds him tight. I messed up, he says again. I know, Oliver whispers. But I'm glad you said it. Abigail peeks through the slightly open door, hand still on the frame. She doesn't speak, doesn't interrupt. She just watches the two of them, tears gathering, but different tears now. Tears of watching a wound close in real time, watching presence replace apology, watching a promise be remade, not just with words, but with a felt-tip pen and a father's heart cracked wide open. Abigail eases the door shut, heart lighter than it was the night before. Inside the room, there's no more silence. There's laughter, there's peace, and a soccer ball that now says more than words ever could. A pencil scratches across paper. The kitchen is warm, filled with the sound of forks clinking, and Clayton's voice gently guiding. No, not 3 times 6. Try again, buddy. Look at the second line. Oliver squints, erases carefully, and tries again. 18? Clayton grins. There you go. Nailed it. Oliver beams, tapping his pencil like a drum. It's not just about homework anymore. It's about something more. Something is coming back. All week, Clayton's been present, picking up Oliver, asking how practice went, sitting down after dinner just to talk. No phones, no checking out. This morning, he went outside early to pump Oliver's soccer ball, just like he promised. And for Oliver, that means everything. Jasmine stops by in the afternoon, her twins skipping behind her, each holding a juice box and a bag of chips. Oliver runs out to greet them, soccer ball in tow. Abigail watches from the porch, lemonade in hand. Well, look at that, Jasmine says, laughing. Feels like summer out here. Feels like something better, Abigail says softly. The backyard barbecue begins casually. Hot dogs and corn on the grill, folding chairs, paper plates balanced on laps. Laughter comes easier now. Even the kids pick up on it. Clayton flips a burger, looking over. Every Sunday should feel like this. Oliver nods in his chair, swinging his legs. Can we make it a tradition? Jasmine raises her drink. I second that. Later that evening, when the friends head home and the sun slips behind the trees, Abigail brings out a blank poster, board, markers in every color. What's this? Oliver asks, standing beside her at the kitchen table. It's called a promise chart, she says. Every Sunday, we each make one promise for the upcoming week, to ourselves or to someone else. Clayton walks over, curious. Just one that matters, Abigail says. Something small, something honest. She writes the date at the top of the chart and draws 5 little boxes. I promise to be at Oliver's game this Saturday, Clayton says, writing it neatly in green. Oliver grins, reaching for a red marker. I promise to clean my cleats after practice, without being asked. Ava, curious from the hallway, joins in. I promise to help Mom with dinner one night. Abigail writes last. I promise to slow down and listen more. They all look at their words. Colorful, uneven, perfect. Can it go in the fridge? Oliver asks quietly. Clayton grabs the magnet without a word and pins it up. There it stays. Even after bedtime routines and storybooks and kitchen cleanup, even after the lights go out, it glows under the fridge light. A fresh kind of glow. The next morning, Abigail catches Oliver staring up at it while brushing his teeth. He's smiling, and she knows. He feels it again. That sense of we, of mattering, of being on a team that keeps showing up, just like they promised. Have you ever made a new family tradition after a tough time? What did it mean for you? Comment below. By week's end, the chart is full of color and check marks. And the promises? They weren't just made. They were kept. The sun is shining down on the soccer field. Parents fill the sidelines with fold-out chairs and coolers. Kids chatter, tying shoes, adjusting uniforms, waiting for the whistle. Oliver stands near the midfield line, soccer ball under his foot. The same one from before, now covered in names and doodles. Little hearts, stars. One word bold across one side. Team. Clayton stands next to me, hands cupped around his mouth. Let's go, buddy. You've got this. Oliver looks our way, grinning wide. The kind of smile that says he knows we're here, and that it means the world. The whistle blows. The game starts. For 45 minutes, we cheer, we shout, we hold our breath. Clayton's louder than the rest, yelling all the right things at all the right times. And then, near the end, it happens. Oliver makes the break, dashes to the open side, shoots. The ball hits the net. The crowd cheers. His teammates swarm him, and he looks up, right at us, hands in the air, that same bright smile. Proud, free. After the game, he runs over, throws his arms around Clayton, then me. The ball tucked under his arm like a trophy. Clayton laughs, lifting him off the ground. You crushed it, kiddo. I did, Oliver pants. It was perfect. We walk to the car together, sun warm on our backs. And I think about how far we've come. Because it wasn't just a game today. It was a full circle, a broken moment rebuilt with love, a promise forgotten, replaced by one we chose to live every day after. I watch Clayton buckle Oliver into his seat, still talking strategy, making plans for next week. I hold the ball in my hands, now worn with ink and memories, and I remember what forgiveness feels like. It's not forgetting what hurt. It's choosing to see the person still trying. It's giving love a second chance, and then a third, and then again. It's doing the work even after the apology, and knowing that every "I'll do better" means more when it turns into action. Families aren't strong because they never mess up. They're strong because they don't walk away when things go wrong. This story, our story, isn't perfect, but it's real. It's growing, and most of all, it's ours. So whatever promise you're holding on to, keep it. Whatever crack you're afraid can't be fixed, look closer. The healing might already be happening. One small moment at a time. One choice to stay. One reason to keep showing up. Always. If this story reminded you of your own family's ups and downs, take a moment to reflect. Have you ever had to forgive someone you love after they let you down? What helped you heal? Share your story in the comments. We read every one. And if this touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more real-life stories about love, growth, and second chances. Sometimes, the smallest moments are the ones we remember forever.